Hey guys, it's Josh with Project Idea again, where we put ideas into action. Today we have another pallet build for you. This time we're going to build a pallet shelf, a bookcase. Of course, first I have to start out by tearing apart a pallet. I actually used, I think, 2 pallets on this one, but just like my old the video that I did with the desk, just use the Sawzall on that. And of course I got quite a bit of boards out of it. After I got the boards, I still had a lot of nails to get out, so here we're working on getting the nails out. I got all the nails that I could out of it. I tried to make it as smooth as possible. Even in the flat boards there too. Some of these I had to use the technique with using a nail just to hammer it out where I had cut the nails on it. Right here I used those support beams in the pallet and trimmed them up to the same size, the same length, and I've trimmed 4 of these. This is actually going to be the majority of the sides of the bookcase, so I need them all to be the same length. Next, I trimmed up some of the boards that are going to be basically connecting those side pieces. So they're not real long. They're about 1 foot long each, and you'll see how I put these together in just a moment. Of course, I just trimmed that down. And used one board just to measure out another one. I tried to use the best part of the pallet boards here because there were some rough edges on some of these, some rougher areas, and I didn't use those as much. Wanted to use the better parts of the pallet itself. But again, I trimmed out 4 of these because there's going to be 2 on each side, on the bottom and the top, just holding the main side boards together, as you can see. Next, I had to get a cross beam or cross boards. So I started out with the top. Just measured out the length that I wanted here, squared it up, and I ended up cutting this on the bandsaw as well. I did pretty much all my cuts on the bandsaw on this one. You use whatever kind of saw you have. Several different kinds of saws in that one. But as you can see here, I just put those boards across the top and nailed them in place. All of them need to be the same length when you use that. And then I cut some the same length here for the bottom, and I didn't put it across the bottom. I put it across the back and the front of the bottom piece there, just for sturdiness sake. Right here I'm just cutting a couple of pieces to go inside the bottom of the frame there. What this is going to be is where I will have the the actual shelves themselves sitting on these pieces. The bottom shelf will be sitting on these, and then I'll make some more here in a little bit. You'll see what I'm talking about. Of course, I just use hammer and nails on all these pieces. Screws would probably hold it a little bit better, but I wanted to make this one to where it would be easy for anyone to make with limited tools. I used a bandsaw, but you can use whatever saw you've got. You can use a handsaw for that matter. Of course, I measured all those pieces out that I need for the shelf, the length, and I used one to measure out the others. In doing this on that bottom shelf, I did need to split one of these boards. I went ahead and split it on the bandsaw. It didn't have to be perfect, but I split the entire length of this board just because it was probably about 2 inches that I needed gap filled, and this did that for me. As you can see, I put that on the back piece of the shelf there because you wouldn't see that as much. I did drill holes, pre-drill holes before nailing these boards in because it was kind of close to the end of the board and I didn't want the boards to split. But I nailed each of those boards in. Next, I had to measure the distance, and I'll measure 14 inches here and then another 14 inches up here as well. And it's spaced fairly evenly, or the sides of the bookcase here. And in those places, that's what I'm making here is a place to actually nail some more boards for shelves in. And all I did, just nailed those across. Of course, I pre-drilled the hole so that the wood wouldn't split. And I did this on both sides, and that's what I ended up with. And like I said, just cut some more boards to fit in these spots and placed them where they needed to be. Did pre-drill holes in all of these before nailing them in place, but as you can see, the shelf's kind of coming together. I did not put a back on this shelf. We really didn't need one for where we were going to be using it. After I got everything nailed together, I did sand it, especially on the shelves because we was going to have books and such on it. And then I ended up spray painting the whole thing black, like I did the desk in the other build I had done. I did want to weather this one a little bit, so I actually went over it with the sander again, and it got a pretty good finish. But I hope you guys like this one. If you do, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.